Aloha party people, you are listening to Inside the Desert Oasis Room, episode number 106. This episode is sponsored by Tandawai Rum, the world's largest rum producer and winner of over 170 international medals in the past 4 decades. Check out their webpage at tandawaiusa.com or follow them on Facebook or Instagram at tandawaiusa. On this episode, we drop in on the battle for the island of the Gargantuas art show to chat with Tom Laura, Ken Ruzic, and Suzy Mosher, 3 of the featured artists from that show. We learn more about their respective art backgrounds, their work in the show, and engage in a spirited debate about the current and previous states of controversial art and artists in both the past and present. Make sure you stop by Made by Millworks in Long Beach, California to catch this exhibition before it wraps on November 2nd, 2008. If you're a fan of lowbrow and pop culture surrealism, I think you'll enjoy it. As always, I hope you enjoy this episode as much as we did bringing it to you. And if you did, hit that subscribe button. Subscribing makes it easier for you to follow our adventures. Shares on your social media pages are always appreciated, and if you'd like to help support the show, go to desertoasisroom.com and click on the donate button. Every donation, no matter the size, is totally appreciated and helps keep this podcast coming to you every week. Okay, strap those seatbelts on. Here we go. Tom Laura, Ken Ruzic, and Suzy Mosher.
Inside the Desert Oasis Room.
Tell me the whole name of this.
So it's Battle for the Island of the Gargantuas.
Battle for the Island of the Gargantuas. So there you go. That's Tom Laura. We have our friends here, Big Toe, Ken Ruzic. Big Toe, Ken Ruzic, and Atomic Kitty, Suzy. So here's the thing. I've been chasing Suzy.
I'm bad about follow-up. That's totally me. I like to be elusive.
Yeah. And I finally got her on the show, right? She had to be in this art show with you guys. So
Yeah,
get her on the show.
yeah. So you got her on the show, but she's with these other idiots.
Sorry about that.
So there you go. So how is the show going for you guys so far? Are you selling pieces?
Yeah, it's been good. So Ken and I started doing the show 5 years ago. 5 years ago? 6 years ago? Something like that. And
not the Gargantuan show. You're just talking about the three of you guys do.
What was the first show
the
called?
concept, really.
Clash of the Titans. And the idea was that as artists, we didn't want to get caught in the ruts that we're in. So the idea was that we would pick a bunch of different themes.
Does that happen a lot? Do you guys get?
Yeah.
You guys hit that writer's block, I guess, that creative block.
It's not really
subject matter.
Yeah, it's not really
pulling from the same kind of creative pool.
Incestuous.
Yeah, it can get a little. So it's sometimes nice to step out of your comfort zone and really have to conceptualize something that goes beyond, tiki or Polynesian pop.
And you can apply that later to the genre.
Yeah, or even your comfort zone. And the other thing is, professional artists, we a lot of times go where the money is. So, so if people are buying tiki art from me, I'm going to continue to do tiki art, which I love. But it's fun to
that's an interesting
get back
concept.
into the hot rod thing or whatever.
Is that hot rod stuff what you like to paint most?
Well,
what kind of art would you consider? I consider you a lowbrow artist.
Yeah, I mean, I consider myself a pop surrealist.
Okay,
whatever that means. Popular culture.
Yeah,
and then just riffing on whatever my inspirations were.
So if money were no object, what's the subject that you would prefer to paint the most?
I'm doing exactly what I want to do with my life. It's the path of least resistance.
Living the dream.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that, but
I thought you painted nothing.
Yeah. Ken knows me better than I know myself. I would be sitting on a beach drinking beer and surfing.
You could monetize that, yeah.
Yeah, if I could figure out a way to monetize that. But art is a way to do that. But anyways, let me get back on track.
Okay.
Because we follow the money, A lot of times we're not.
You picking that up?
I'm getting it.
A lot of times we're not. And
it's putting me in the mood.
Yeah,
it's distracting me from Tom right now.
I know.
He's trying to get us point across.
That's okay. Whenever you're finished, Ken's Barry Whiting. Anyway, in order to keep our creative juices flexible, that sounds creepy.
Flexible juices.
The idea,
flexible juices.
The idea was that we would pick these different themes and riff on different ideas. Okay, so
Flexible themes.
after we did the first year, the second year we added Doug, and then we worked with just Doug a couple of years.
Was it just you two then?
Doug.
The first time?
It was just us two, and then we added Doug.
We had like a dozen subjects during that time.
Oh God, it was stupid. Yeah. Well, it was stupid in the amount of work that it was. But anyway, so long story short, here we are 6 years later.
Oh, your own candy too.
Free candy.
Candy.
We did one with Candy, with Brad Parker, and now Suzy. Our honorary Gargantuas.
Yeah.
That's the
We did one in
farthest
Australia. We did one in Hawaii.
Three.
How do you guys pick your themes? How do you guys do that?
So we sit in a room and we yell at each other.
Hash it out.
Yeah.
Put it
We
all in a
always
hat?
save one for a wild card.
Yeah.
We all put our dream subject or
Yeah.
the subject we had.
Oh,
that didn't
really?
get picked.
Yeah. Ken just about murdered me on the wild card this year.
Is the dream subject always like way off from what you guys normally do?
We did our self-portraits one. That was one of them. The one we did this time was Sid and Marty Croft from Tom, which is brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
So we
But
just kind of
I don't
dredged
see
up our
Sigmund the
youth.
Sea Monster up there.
What are you talking
Unless
about?
that,
No,
is
that's
that supposed to be?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's supposed to be Sigmund? Okay.
Yeah.
Ouch.
I know that was a little.
Yeah, you should look at the title first before you.
He looks
make
more
stuff
like
that.
he looks more like Ratfink.
Well, it's a
that's
toe
what's yeah.
version of Sigmund.
Okay.
And we waited for a long time to reveal that wild card because
Yeah, it took me a while.
because Ken
was losing his mind.
He finishes his pieces so fast that we had to hold one out just to
Yeah.
kind of like let us catch up a little bit. So that was fun.
You need a stick.
Now, I was telling Tom earlier that every time I come to one of you guys' shows, I'm always blown away by the talent. Like, I forget how good you guys really are.
Oh,
just because, like, we just hang out, And then when I see all this stuff, I'm like, man, you guys are like, you're real artists. It's like awesome stuff.
Oh,
Everybody
thank
has
you.
something to
I wish-
contribute. Just
I
like you
wish-
bring a podcast to us. This is what we bring to our friends.
Yeah. I wish I had deeper pockets because there's a bunch of stuff that I really like. Not just here, but
Yeah.
You can do better than
unzip
that.
it and roll it out, Ken.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. I think that this is a uniquely good group of artists. Suzy really complimented the group really well.
I think so too. I would agree with that.
Suzy.
I would agree with that.
Sawtooth Suzy.
Yeah, I learned a lot from these
Yeah.
guys. And
Now, did you sit on the art
not to use
jams?
sawtooths,
You
that's
sit in the
important.
art jams with them too?
I only got to do
Yeah,
one
an
really.
honorary one, kind of. Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
it was more like a signing, but we kind of played like an art jam too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But Ken's got a great studio, and I can just see sitting
Oh,
there
yeah.
being really, conducive to
Well, like
sketching.
the last time I was at Ken's studio and I just saw everything up on the walls, I just thought, oh my God.
All those unsold pieces.
Were they all in shows before?
What's that?
Were those all in shows before?
Yeah, I usually have one or two shows, and I just kind of retire them.
Oh my God.
It's a great creative space, though.
well,
it's
I
like
thought,
that dream studio.
I like that one. I like that one. I like that one. I like that one. Yeah, it's total.
You should go in like Price is
And
Right
it's-
style and just.
It's the consummate, like, what would you call that? It's what you would picture an art studio
Yeah.
to look like.
Yeah.
you
It was
know?
almost an extension of the shows we did, because we were doing the art jams, and we just kind of started all thinking of the idea of doing these shows. And,
Yeah.
it kind of was born from that.
Mm-hmm.
From that, just kind of getting away and having a support group.
Yeah.
And going back really quick to working with these guys, it's been so great, drama free, and I really think that they've elevated my art as well. Like they've
Oh, that's
really
good.
challenged me in
Yeah.
the most positive way.
So
So
do they say, like,
she
if you're
brought it.
playing a
Thank you.
sport,
I
or if
tried.
you're playing a sport, or if you're whatever it is that you're doing, you always want to go with people that are better than you because they
Absolutely.
bring you up to their level.
yeah.
That's awesome. What's your favorite piece that you did here in the show?
Oh,
Wow. Yeah, ask her which of her children she likes the best.
yeah, because it's for different reasons. I think.
Okay. Well, no, I mean that's a fair question, right? Because
No, it is. It's just
I mean, you can't tell me that you don't have a favorite.
no. I don't have a favorite.
Oh, you're such a liar. You don't have a favorite?
No,
And I hate them all.
I love your woodburn.
Really?
Yeah. Ken did an amazing wood burn.
I mean, I have a favorite of the pieces that these guys did, but to ask me to pick among 8 paintings that I just finished that's super hard.
It's a little too close still. Yeah.
You know what? Here's the thing. In my college days, I did take some art classes, and I have dabbled in art in the past. And I have favorites. There's stuff that I've done where I've thought, oh, that's a piece of trash, and no one will ever see it. Then there's stuff that I'm really super proud of.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's human nature, right?
Yeah.
I don't like everything that I create.
No, absolutely. That's absolutely true. But when you condense it down to, we've all done hundreds of pieces. And when you try to distill an 8-piece show that you've done in the last 3 months and try to pick one from those 8, that's such a...
It's an intense amount of work.
Okay, all right. So I understand that perspective.
But yeah, I still want the answer.
I've got an answer. I think the Krakatoa piece, which is the first one from our shipwreck.
Yeah, that's
rock
awesome.
Theme. Just because it was something different.
And it's got all those dots next to it, too.
I know, that's the thing.
Yeah, see.
Fucking Susie. Fucking Sawtooth.
It adds to it.
It's a little outside of, tiki in general, but I've always been fascinated with Krakatoa, and just to really dive into that, like, Javanese art style.
Yeah.
Like, I really enjoy doing that.
Yeah.
And then I struggled with that. That took a long time. And then there's something like This Is Not a Mai Tai, which from the surreal piece... instantly knew what I wanted to do for that, and it's exactly what I wanted it to look like. So those are both my favorites.
Let me ask you what I asked Tom earlier. If you weren't painting the topics that you paint here, like if money was not an object, what would you paint?
Oh, I would do this.
Same thing.
Yeah. Same
Ken?
thing.
You'd still be on a tiki tip?
I paint clowns.
You'd paint clowns?
Yeah.
But you've painted clowns before.
Lots of clowns, yeah.
Yeah, Ken's clowns are...
erotic.
Yeah.
He didn't take you into that secret room in his
Ken's
studio,
erotic clowns
Is
are...
there a secret room?
Yeah.
Well, there's the erotic clown room. He didn't take you into that.
The what? Wait,
Only
the bedroom?
the dead cheerleaders see that.
Jesus.
Yeah.
The bedroom, though? Is that what you call it?
Before they're dead.
I've seen the bedroom.
That's where the magic happens.
That's where the magic happens.
That's where the magic happens.
Lower now.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a maze. A little space is a little bit of a maze. When you walk in, you're like, all right, do I go left? Do I go straight? Do I go right? And then
never go left.
If you go left, it's like it like takes you down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, you don't want to go left.
Yeah. That's my reference library.
Yeah, so Ken's library, when I saw his library, I thought, oh my God, I want to have a library like this. But so I have like my own kind of books that I like to collect too, but I'm resisting really hard because the mug thing took over the house.
Yeah.
And I don't want at the library
Choose
to
your
do the same
poison.
thing.
Choose your space taker.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
It's got to be, you can't like have all of it. You
Oh,
got
here
to
you
pick
go.
something.
Books on tape.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah, but you can't have art books on tape.
I know. Someone describing a piece of art to you for inspiration that doesn't work.
The Mona Lisa seems to be almost smiling.
yeah. So where's Doug, by the way?
Golden boy.
We're not at liberty to say.
Golden Boy.
So Golden Boy, it's actually his father's 90th birthday or something like that. So he's in
okay.
Arizona.
Oh, I thought it was his.
No, it's not Doug's 90th birthday. Yeah,
Funny, I love that you call him Golden Boy.
Yeah, Golden Boy had to. That's what they call him.
I have some kind words to say about Doug.
Oh Jesus, Ken's getting out his notes.
Here we
This
go.
is roast notes.
Let's pull out the bullets.
Yeah, here we go.
Don't tap that too.
Doug's an inspiration to every young person that wants to be an artist. Hard work, perseverance, and discipline. All the things you need when you lack talent.
Oh. And he leans into the mic for the
Yeah, I need a symbol.
Hey-o! Remember he was doing that last time?
Yeah, Doug was.
That's hilarious.
Damn, hey-o!
Philip.
Hey.
Aloha.
It's Philip Mart, our generous Sapporo
Hello.
sponsor.
Nice to meet you.
Aloha.
Cheers. Thank you again.
Fantastic shirt.
That is amazing. I like the humu humu nuku nuku wapua on there.
Well, let me see. Where
There's
is
a
it?
Moorish
there it is,
tang.
right there, yeah. Oh, look at that. And the pattern matches the pocket.
Wow.
Yeah. Philip doesn't fuck
Oh,
around.
yeah. He's totally engineered on that print. Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, very nice.
Oh, there's a well, I don't know what they call it in Hawaii, but in the Seychelles they call the one at the top left a kakatoa.
That's a
parrotfish?
parrotfish.
Yeah.
Because it's got a beak.
That's what they call it in
Cockatois.
yeah, because I have
like cockatiel.
yeah, Yeah, yeah.
When you're underwater,
And
when
the
they're
seashells.
eating, it sounds like
no,
a
Seychelles.
crunching
That
chips. It's the
crunching,
weirdest
yeah.
thing, yeah.
But you know what? Have you ever eaten a parrotfish?
No.
They're delicious.
They're too
Yeah, I was gonna say.
They love it.
They eat them. They make them in the Cook Islands.
I know. I was gonna
they
say.
serve them in the Cook Islands.
You're the only one that I know that's traveled farther afield. Well, no, I take that back. The lorry, the Lonnies as well. They've also
Yeah, the
traveled
Lonnies go all
farther
over, yeah.
afield than I have. But aside from you two, so
you know, it's funny is like I was this week we've been
Farther up the river.
We've already been planning next year's trip.
Yeah.
And Stephanie and I were going to do 3 weeks in the Philippines. We were going to do like a week with my family, a week with her family, and then a week in Palawan, which is this resort island where all the beautiful pictures and all the stuff you see in postcards and wallpapers and
Oh,
stuff. They're all
nice.
taken in Palawan. And we had this like heart to heart about our budget, right?
Oh,
and
shit.
So this happened just like last night. So we were at dinner and she's like, what do you think? I said, well, what do you mean, what do I think? She's like, let's just be realistic. Like, just realistically speaking, think about our budget and what it's going to cost, and can this realistically happen for us? And, of course, I was stretching it, and I was saying, well, yeah, if we did this and if we did that, like all these things had to fall into place so that we could realistically have 3 weeks off, 3 weeks worth of play money,
That's
and
hard.
3 weeks worth of, like, resort time
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff, right? And she's like, she says, you know, we might end up just having to go back to Raro again next year. And she was serious, right? And I said, I wonder what the kids are going to think. But what I meant by that was,
oh my god,
they're going to be like, oh,
No.
shucks, Dad, we have to go back to the Cook Islands.
Oh.
Poor children.
Well, the thing about it,
poor neglected
I know.
children.
The thing about, because we've gone to Cook Islands so
Underprivileged.
many times, we know how to do it cheaply now.
Yeah.
So we know where the expensive stuff is, where the excess money would end up going, and we could
Yeah.
avoid all that. And then, so it's a live like a local trip, right? Where there are things that we cut out, and then and we have friends there now, and so there's people we can see and stuff, and kind of know how to do it on a budget. So,
Have you done a podcast segment about that? About like your
well, I'm working on it because the last time I was there was a bunch of people I wanted to record with, and that ended up never happening. It ended up like, hey, let's have some drinks. Oh, there's my new mug. Let's have drinks out of the new mugs. And then I wrecked the rental car. There's
I
all
did not
this
know this
stuff that was
story.
happening. I know. So all this stuff is happening. And then when it was time to go home, I said to Steph, oh, shit, I didn't record anything. So I said, well, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like a synopsis, and I'll talk about the island and the culture, and I'll feature some of our friends that are musicians. So like one of our friends there is Rudy Aquino, who is one of the original Ali'is, and Don and Ho and the Ali'is. And he played for 30 years at the Hilton in Kanapali in Maui. And then he retired to Rarotonga. And I wanted to feature him and have him on the show. It just ended up never happening. And I saw him like multiple times that week, went to his shows,
You're having
went
too
to this
much
bar,
fun. Yeah.
went to that bar, wherever he was playing, and sat down and had dinner. Like, right, we're always like his guest, right? He's like, oh, sit right here. I saved this table for you. At a reservations only 5-star resort, right?
nice.
So we'd sit up front and we'd be like his guests, like whatever we
Oh,
wanted
nice.
to drink, whatever we wanted to eat, all that kind of stuff. And I ended up not recording with him. So I thought, well, what I'm going to do is feature his music and all that kind of stuff in an episode and talk about, Cook Island. So, but, I have to put it together. So it's not as easy as when I record with guests, then I have something to work with. This one, I have to actually piece a whole episode together from, this and that, so, yeah.
Oh, plus you're on vacation.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm on vacation. I'm not really thinking about it. I had to remember when I was in Maui because I thought, oh, I have to do something while I'm out here because, that way I can take advantage of the tax write-off and all that. So,
Yeah, invariably when I was traveling to the South Pacific, I was always on business, and even this last time, it was business.
Hawaii.
Yeah, so
Monkey business.
yeah, so last year when we did the Gargantuas tour in Hawaii,
California cast.
Castaways.
Hey.
I was stoked to go to the Big Island with Ken and Doug, but we had an actual commercial purpose. So what Ken's doing is the Howley Shaka.
Oh yeah, the Howley Shaka. For our listeners that don't know what a Howley Shaka, it's a middle finger.
It's a middle finger with your thumb out.
So to your thumb out. Okay.
We learned that from the locals.
Yeah.
It's a Kamaina thing, but no. But we did some snorkeling and some cliff diving, and we went to the
I saw the picture of you jumping off the cliff.
Yeah, that was pretty spectacular.
Someone needs to tell him to stop eating chocolate cake.
I got some photos of his furry butt crack that are classic.
Great action shot.
Yeah,
It was a great. But no, look.
the walrus giant.
I know I'm
diving.
giving him shit, but like
No.
I look just like him when I take my shirt off. So
But
It's gonna be like,
wallet before you
is that
jump.
big toe? Like,
Yeah.
No.
I know.
A sea bear.
Sea bear.
Yeah, no.
You do. You look like Mr.
I know. No, I know.
Baby.
And peed on the baby.
So you know the problem
What does
that
the peeing part come in?
Ken's mind.
the problem that I have is I have a sweet tooth.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm addicted to sugar.
No,
whether it's a cocktail, I lean on the sweet side of the cocktail, and then every time I have something to eat, I always got to have dessert. It's bad, And I swear, when people say, "Oh, it's easy to lose weight," it's a lifestyle.
Stop drinking rum.
It's a lifestyle. It's not temptation, or it's not bullshit. It is temptation because every fat person knows how to lose weight. They all know that you have to eat right and exercise and all that. But when I go and order food, it's hard to.
When I
know what I'm supposed to be eating.
Yeah.
But it's hard to.
Is it
stay?
You can't
Is
deny
it
yourself all the
possible
time.
to
focused.
eat
So many
sushi
delicious
without
foods.
Sapporo?
Yeah.
I don't think it is.
But I support body shaming, full on.
Ken.
Yeah.
Ken
Body
does.
shaming, any physical deformity, anything.
I just turned 50 this month.
What?
And I've been
Happy birthday.
Oh, half
Thank
a
you.
century.
I know, right? And I've actually was looking forward to it so that, if I'm like being lazy, I say, I'm 50. So what? Or if I'm like a little bit overweight, like, I'm 50. I don't give a shit. I'm done.
Yeah.
It's a good excuse.
Right. You can use it for anything,
Oh man, I
And then
remember.
I get the ARP thing in the mail.
50,
People get pissed off
yeah.
when they get the ARP, and then they post a picture of it on Facebook, and I'm like, dude,
It's early bird dinners.
bring on the discounts.
Yeah.
Between that, and my AAA card, yeah, life is good. Right? Bring on the discounts.
Fascinating podcast.
We're all getting older all the time.
Oh, wait a second. We're supposed to be talking about your art, right?
Do we want to talk about the show anymore?
Yeah, let's talk about the show.
Oh, hey, I have a funny anecdote. So a couple years ago, we had a friend open a tiki bar in Spring, Texas. Howie's Tiki.
Yeah.
And he asked us to buy all of our old flyers for to put up in as prints in the bathroom.
Yeah.
So
Some funny ones.
so I got a random text from Jason Smith tonight or this afternoon when I was getting ready to come down here, and he's like, dude, you're watching me pee. I'm like, what? It's just kind of a weird random text to go.
No, they're not.
And so he took a picture, and I've never seen it, but apparently there's this fucking wall of our
You
flyers
saw that, didn't
at
you?
Howie's.
Yeah, I sent him like a shot
Howie's
of
Tiki.
all the old flyers from not only our shows, but from Mojave and whatnot.
What's his name?
Mark Voros.
Oh, Mark. Yeah. So Mark. So
his
so
name,
Mark.
The microphone picked that up, just so you know.
I know. I'm having a brain fade.
Tom's 50.
What is your name?
It's funny that you say that because Mike Buin was once at the Purple Orchid, and they have the pages from the Book of Tiki all wallpapered in the bathrooms in there. And he had a bunch to drink, and he kept going to the bathroom. One time he looks up and he sees his grandfather smiling, looking down, smiling at him. So he's like, "Yeah, that was weird."
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, kind of like Frankie's, where they got the. I think it's the same thing. Book of Tiki
Oh, did
everywhere.
they do that at Frankie's too?
Look out!
Now there's
Oh
trouble.
no!
Oh.
All right, here we go.
Stephen and Mo just rolled in.
They just rolled in like they
Podcast.
own the place.
Podcast veterans.
I think they're on the website right now, right? Are you the current episode?
Yeah, you
right
guys
now?
are the
You guys
latest
are,
episode.
Yeah.
We should take a break. Thanks, Mo. Mo's keeping us on
All right,
on track.
so we're gonna take
on
a
schedule.
break. We're going to take a break. We have actually an art show here that's supposed to be curated.
So tonight
I think we have a few people here waiting for us. So
tonight is the docent tour, which is when we walk around and discuss what our solutions were to the 8 different group themes that we painted.
Did
that make any sense?
You got there.
You got it. Roll with it. Roll with it.
This is the part where we all get to talk about Doug because he's not here, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Who?
Of a bitch.
Oh,
the Golden Boy.
That guy owes us
yeah,
money.
no, we know him by Golden Boy.
Is it Golden Boy or Golden Child?
Yeah, you know
Golden
why
Boy.
he's called Golden Boy, don't you?
No, don't ask.
It's the P.
Let's not discuss
P?
that.
Is it P
I'm
again?
not saying anything.
The Golden Boy of Tiki, if you will.
Okay, folks.
It has nothing
we'll
to
be
do
back.
with P.
We're going to take a break. We'll be back. If you have a product, service, or event that you'd like to bring attention to, we can help. Imagine hearing your ad in this spot, just like you're hearing this one right now. Sponsor an episode and get the exposure you deserve. For more information, go to desertoasisroom.com and click on Services. This episode is brought to you in part by Steadfast Pomade. Steadfast Pomade is a strong-holding, medium-bodied, water-based styling product for men and women which leaves your hair looking slick, neat, and shiny with a clean, fresh scent. Its unique formula allows you to easily restyle your hair throughout the day and washes out with ease. Steadfast Pomade is American-made and veteran-owned. Available in original and anchor hold. Get yours today at steadfastpomade.com. Tame the waves and keep it steadfast. This episode is sponsored by the Tiki Tea. Founded in 1961, the Tiki Tea is a family-owned and operated tropical drink bar practicing the lost art of exotic cocktail mixing. Come try their house specialty, the Ray's Mistake, a delicious concoction of botanic liqueurs, passion fruit, gin, and rum for only $6 on Wednesdays until 9 p.m. The Tiki Tea is located at 4427 Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood, California. For more information, check out their website, tiki-ti.com. The Tiki Tea, Ground Zero for tropical drinks.
Look at Suzy there, sitting there. She's one of the greatest painters of our time. Just ask her.
That doesn't sound like me.
That sounds like Golden Boy.
Like another lady I know.
Oh, damn. Suzy.
So you guys are going to have to share a mic.
So, Ken, you're going to have to lean in.
Can I tell the pumpkin head
That's
joke?
what she said.
No, God,
No,
no.
don't.
If
No,
you
that
tell it
wasn't
faster.
worth it.
Okay,
Tell it
folks.
faster and not...
We are back. Welcome back to our clusterfuck.
So, a horse walks into a bar.
And we're also joined by Phil from Sapporo Beer. We want to thank Sapporo for supporting this particular show. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Aloha and welcome to the madness. So that was a fun docent-led tour.
Thank you.
Fun talk.
Yeah, it's weird because we seem like idiots, but we're actually knowledgeable about art. And,
Well, you know,
are competent professionals.
At least we know how to cut and paste, copy and paste from the computer.
Copy and
You guys
paste.
are pretty deep. I have a new appreciation for
Here's the thing about the art, though. You know, like it's all awesome art to me. I love it for what it is. But then when you hear the story behind the painting, the inspiration, the meaning, the influence, all those different things, it makes it even more cool. Mm-hmm. Because now there's this deep meaning or symbolism. There's a story behind it, right? Instead of it's just a tiki. You know?
Well, you're in such a soundbite culture. You deal with these, looking at something, and then 30 minutes later you want to get refreshed with something else. And I think by feeding the content, showing people and sharing with them, and maybe it helps them get a better grip on art.
Yeah.
Baby.
Yeah, and I should mention just real quick, until November 2nd, the art will all be offered for sale on the madebymillworks.com website.
Good to know.
and viewable in the gallery too. People can come by during the day.
And yeah, absolutely. The closing reception is November 2nd, which in conjunction with the Long Beach Day of the Dead Festival. So the art will be up until then, and you can. There's plenty of amazing art that's still available from these maniacs. So you can check it out there, and then after that, you can see the art of Suzy at is it Atomic Kitty Suzy
Kitty,
on Instagram? Ken
Atomic Kitty Suzy, yeah.
Ken at Ken Ruzic on Instagram. Kinney. No. Well, that's your website, KinneyRuzic.com. Big Toe on Instagram and Doug Horn Art on Instagram.
Goldenboy.com.
Goldenboy.com. Hashtag Golden Boy.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
Hashtag Golden Boy. And
we need to get him a shirt that says Golden Boy Productions.
Oh, God.
Get on that. You
Don't
guys
they
are both
have
t-shirt
those?
designers. Yeah.
They do
I'm
boxing.
going right
they do boxing.
to YouTube to look up the Banana Splits reference.
Oh,
that-
you gotta,
that
doing the
Tom and Katie
banana
mentioned.
splits. It's amazing. It's a Barry White song, and it just
Look
rocks.
like
You're
Mr.
gonna
I
get up and
can't
dance.
wait to see that.
Get up and dance.
And what a great painting as well.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Really have fun with it.
And as I said in the tour, as a 10-year-old boy, the what are they called? The
Nipples.
Nipple girls? No,
I thought we were still talking about the Sid and Marty Krofft.
no, we are.
Okay.
What are the girls called? The Sour Grapes girls?
The Sour Grapes Bunch.
Yeah, the Sour Grapes bunch made me feel very awkward because they were tough chicks that always wanted to beat up the poor Banana Splits. And as a young boy, I
side with them.
related to the Banana Splits. The wonk, goofy, kid, puffy, chunky dudes, and these fucking rad chicks show up, and they're all go-go dancing, and
Kind of want to fight. They kind of want.
yeah,
to
they
dance.
want to fight, and it was
Girls. That's girls.
yeah. So that was my perception of what girls were back then. So yeah, it was very intimidating.
Whenever I
Explains a
see
lot.
like a girl that's tough like that,
Yeah.
I always think, oh, I wonder what she's like in the bedroom.
in the sack.
You feel sorry for their eventual husband.
I pity the fool.
I can see her like screaming at me, "Come on, is that all you got? Come on!"
So maybe the Sour Bunch girls. What are they called? The Sour Grapes
Sour
girls.
Grapes Bunch.
Maybe the Sour Grapes Bunch is the reason that I'm attracted to surly women.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't know that. I thought it
I
was
like
surly
the fun of
men.
putting bunch behind the sour
Sour Grapes.
that's
It's
awesome.
a bunch of grapes. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a bunch of grapes.
Get it?
So this show wraps on November 2nd, you're saying?
Yes, sir.
So is it like any typical vending event where people wait till the end and then they start negotiating for a better price?
You never know. Like sometimes it's the first night, and they just want to snatch it up before
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
Yeah, we're hoping so. That'd be nice.
Well, I've honestly, I've done a show, one show in particular, the Dirty Show in Detroit, where it's all sort of blue art, and the curator called me and he's like, "Okay, so the opening night, after opening night, he's like, dude, I've got a guy who wants your painting, but he wants a 20% discount."
He wants to trade you a shoe.
Really?
One
Yeah, a
shoe.
20% discount, but he'll give you a shoe, and I'm.
What? A shoe
Yeah, no.
No, I'm making stuff
in
up.
your butt?
Yeah, no. There's a special place in hell for people that want to bargain for original art.
Undercut. Yeah. That hurts.
Okay,
That hurts.
yeah.
Well, the nice thing about doing this docent tour too, it's really interesting when people ask a question like, "How long did it take you to paint that?" It's a really weird question. I mean, it's not weird. It's a normal question for people to ask.
I mean, like people are curious about
It's
the
like dream
process.
but there's so much.
There's not like a clocking in, clocking out period.
No, there's so much thought process that goes into it, like days of thinking, days of collecting, reference material, thinking more,
Driving to work,
sketching
you think
more.
about,
Yeah.
Yeah, I do more thinking than drawing.
So I got a question for you guys about
Driving.
the stuff that's up
In
here.
the shower, I do my best thinking in the shower. Something about the deprivation,
So you have all of these different sections or themes for this overall theme, right? So all the pieces that you've done for each of these sections, did you do anything that you started and didn't like and said, "Oh, I'm starting over and doing something different"?
Well, I did.
Well, I know that you did with the black
I started with the
velvet.
velvet, and it just wasn't happening. So I spent, there's 12 hours in, I don't know. Looking at it now, there was probably 4 or 5 hours.
Are you
into
going to
it.
abandon that piece? Because
Yeah,
I
I'm
still
gonna throw
think,
it in the trash.
Are you really?
Can I ha- can
You
I
don't
have
think
it?
that you can
Can I
salvage
finish
that? Oh,
Give it
that
to
would be
Suzy to finish
awesome.
it.
Yeah, Suzy-
Can I finish it? Dude,
Suzy
if I
can finish it.
What
I'll bring
if
it to the
I
tiki
did?
tea.
Finish well.
Oh, there you go.
You guys can flip a coin. You can take it away tonight.
Oh, dude, that would be fun. You should have. What you should do is draw a name out of a hat and have them finish it.
Well, it's like those factory velvets, just one person does one thing and everybody
Yeah.
do the
there
other.
you go.
I've done collab pieces where I had a friend, Bill Evers, who not Bill Evers, Bill McElroy, who wanted to do art battles, and one artist would start it, and another artist would finish it.
Is that like breakdance fighting?
Yeah, exactly. One artist would, and
It's like the Exquisite Corpse.
at different times we both worked for Genco. Remember them?
Gemco, yeah. The
Genco, JNCO.
JNCO.
It was a jeans company.
Yeah, okay.
Susie and I were talking about that earlier, which I told Susie that.
Well, you know what? Here's the
Orange
thing.
County Fair, they used those jeans for a circus tent.
Those were like raver jeans, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
so they're making a comeback, and they're trying to get Susie to work for them.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if I have anything to say.
They're still around.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to make a comeback. But the interesting trivia about that is the artist Crayola was their first art director, who's one of my favorite artists.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, why did I bring that up?
I don't know.
I don't know. We were talking about breakdance fighting.
Oh, anyway, so the battle. So I did a couple battles with these dudes, with him and his crew. And I would start this beautiful, what I thought was a beautiful, painting and spend 12 hours on it. I would hand it up to him, and he would fucking obliterate all my shit.
Oh yeah, that's hard. That's
Like
Wait.
Basquiat.
How do you do an art battle?
One artist starts it like a panel that's 3x4.
Punch the guy in the fucking.
Then you punch a guy in the fucking face. No, and then another artist takes it over and finishes it any way they want.
Oh,
so they can deface whatever.
So in this case, I had done.
So these Junko guys are graffiti artist guys.
Yeah. So I was dealing with this graffiti artist guy.
Yeah. So you're dealing with you're already out of your league because those guys.
No, but
seriously, the graffiti artists they battle on the trains. Right, they call them throw-ups
with a spray can.
Right, when they ride over each other's work.
No, he was coming at it.
They ride over each other's work all the time out on the street. You knew this, right?
That's true. No, I did.
And this never happened to you before?
Maybe out of his comfort zone
you're out of your element because that's what they do. That's what they do.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. But still, the first time I had done this, I had written customized in Mexican tattoo type, just beautifully across the top of this canvas with a hot rod with a wolf inside it. It was the battle was dog cat, and so I had a wolf and this beautiful type, and Bill didn't like it, so he fucking blasted it over with smoke and just essentially obliterated this type that I'd spent like hours on.
Yeah.
So
and there was none of it left.
Oh no, I mean a little bit. It was an afterthought.
Is it somewhere online that we can see?
Somebody in Australia bought it.
Okay, but did they ever take a photo and put it on a website?
I'll see if I can find it and I'll send it to you.
I want to see it now. Yeah.
I'll see if I can find it.
So, Tom, I'm looking at the piece that you did that has the mines and the floating icon. And I'm a little bit reminded of Roger Dean, who used to do album covers for Yes.
Amazing. Yeah.
We were looking at him and who else? Rodney Matthews we were looking at just last week at work.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's inspired by Magritte, but Roger Dean is a huge influence for sure, definitely.
And whoever did the Boston cover art, they borrowed heavily from Roger Dean.
That would have been Stanley and Mouse, which is another.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I'm going to argue with you on that one.
Boston?
Yeah,
Wow.
it was somebody else, but definitely influenced by Roger Dean.
Do you guys
The
have
first one wasn't as well rendered as a mouse, but the second one was when it landed. It was
all
like
airbrushed and
Do you guys each have like a
guitar
Did
bodies?
Mouse do the ELO one
Yeah.
out of the blue?
Okay.
Yeah.
You got those good heavy
could be
metal
right.
skies. Yeah.
Do you each have an artist that is like a main favorite or influence of your work?
Well, I think we all have
Alice Cooper.
touch points for sure. Yeah, Ken.
Yeah.
With Ken, it's Alice Cooper.
It's Alice Cooper.
Dwight Fry.
Okay.
No, I just got into Alice Cooper recently.
Susie?
Just discovered
Well, I love the big eye art. I've done a lot of big eye art.
Keane.
Keane.
Margaret
Lee.
Keane.
Yeah, I love those so much.
Tom?
I don't know. For me, Frank Frazetta, but then also Van Gogh and
Okay.
Rick Griffin.
All right. Rick Griffin, yeah.
Don
yeah.
Martin.
I can see Rick Griffin.
Magazine.
Mine go a little more.
I
low.
was waiting for somebody to say
Well,
Golden
Jeffy.
Boy.
Golden Boy.
He's a friend.
Yeah, I'd love to-
he's,
I thought
that
he's
was coming.
absolutely inspiring.
That was
yeah.
coming.
Yeah.
Doug definitely influences the tide because he stands so tall that he attracts the moon.
Changes the tides. Yeah.
Changes the tides. Yeah.
And then Robert McGinnis too was like a
Come on, Ken. Nobody
50s and
understands
60s
your
pulp
reference.
illustrator
I don't-
and just did beautiful work. So
Okay.
I'm inspired a lot by that.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. I'm not familiar with a lot of those names, to be honest with you. I don't have an art background, But I know that there was like a period with, in the 60s, there was a big art movement, right? And I hate to throw these like cliched names out there with Picasso and Lichtenstein and that kind of stuff.
But then you had like Steinweiss and Flora who were doing graphic stuff on album covers and shit like that were seeping into the whole art aesthetic though from there.
Now, what are your thoughts about guys like Patrick Nagel and Soriyama? Do you think there's just flash in the pan guys?
Well, that's
that were like,
two different kind of things.
What I mean is that like
both of their ways, they're both groundbreaking, and I mean Soyama. There's nobody better than Soyama.
That's why I'm asking, because they've almost become like a parody of themselves.
Soyama?
I'm saying like Nagel.
God, no.
Like Patrick Nagel, for example. People laugh.
Nagel's dead, so he
but
couldn't
people laugh
progress.
At it. But there was a time when his art was very,
no. He was on point. He was cutting edge for his time, and
that's your goal, isn't it, Tom? To be Nagel?
Of the Tico.
I think of
here's
exactly.
But
here's the thing about Nagel.
We can't put down kitsch because Tiki.
We are kitsch.
Yeah.
That's why I'm trying to. That's why I want to get your opinion about that.
Here's the thing about Nagel. He was one of the first ones to make illustration into fine art. So there would be no shag without Nagel. There would be
that,
no
like clean graphic design look.
Yeah. Well, just the idea of
you discount Saul Steinberg. You discount
that guy's a dick.
Ralph Searle. You fucking take all those other illustrators that have been.
I'm just saying.
Since the 20s.
I'm just saying. The idea of taking illustration, which was commercial art, to high art is something that Nagel was the pioneer of. And so the fact that there's all these guys that are essentially illustrators that are legitimate fine artists now. I mean, think about...
Frazetta did that before fucking Nagel.
Who?
Frazetta, the guy you just mentioned.
I'm kidding.
Well,
no, but wait, let me finish my thought.
Yeah.
So Todd Shore.
Vargas. What's...
Vargas, exactly.
Vargas was what, 20 years before?
Mark Ryden. The fact that those guys are legitimate fine artists making $1 million a year, in large part, is because of Patrick Nagel.
Mm-hmm. And it is interesting that
you want to fight me on that?
Yeah.
He's going to breakdance fight you.
Dance
No,
battle.
or Arthur
Get out the
Rackham.
cardboard.
I would love to see a dance battle.
Not a successful fine artist.
What are you talking about, Arthur Rackham? Doré.
They were amazing, but were they?
And it was fucking so much art.
No, it was amazing.
Out of your ears.
You're not understanding. They were amazing, brilliant artists, but were they successful fine artists?
Yes, Doré was also a painter.
So this is interesting because...
And that's where the argument ends up.
That's where the argument ends up. No, the reason... This is great. This is great input because, like you said, he was groundbreaking in his time. And then one day he kind of just became somebody that people ridiculed, And I kind of thought like, well, he does have his place in art history. So...
Sorry, we're distracted.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
That's right.
Thank you.
We're back.
Somebody was
on TV. Somebody was distracting us by buying our shit.
We're watching art being purchased.
And a cute girl shimmying.
Shiny things, yeah.
Shiny things.
Happy customers. Another happy customer.
Okay, what were you saying? Your lies about illustrators not being fine artists?
No.
Before Nagel? Is that what you're trying to say?
You're missing...
Jeffy, that guy's a fucking fine artist.
God, he's going back to this. You're missing the point. The point is that Nagel made it possible.
Playboy.
Yeah, but he made it possible for illustrators.
What about Peter Matt?
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah,
Leroy Neiman was a pioneer too.
Yeah.
Those guys made it possible for illustrator to be a fine artist.
Absolutely.
No, they kept the momentum going. They didn't start it. They
was
kept the momentum
like a torch
going.
they passed.
Yeah.
Since Arthur Rackham and Doré.
Yeah, I don't think people were.
Since fucking Posada.
I don't think Posada was selling art at galleries. I don't think Doré was selling art at galleries.
All of the Golden Age illustrators, I mean, their original
They were
pieces,
illustrators.
Yeah.
It was commercial art.
And their original pieces were just junk.
You totally
Somebody
stepped
got
on your
destroyed.
point.
But at the end of their lives, they did become
That's okay.
fine artists.
Did you want to say something about it?
Like my background is in illustration, and there really has always been a divide between illustration and fine artists. And it's hard too because when you make that transition to get people to appreciate the price point between an illustrator and a fine artist, like That's a really
So
interesting.
it makes it fine art. It's not an assigned job.
Well, that's the thing. It's
not because of
there's no definition now
But-
because of Nagel.
But I would also argue that there's two different audiences for each style of art.
I don't know. I think now it's really crossed over, and it's just about like the venue,
people like Picasso
the venue.
too.
you see
That's
it
what
in.
Ken fails to understand.
Picasso took public
invests for investment value, and the other one that invests for
He took painting.
Possibly.
Aesthetics.
I just don't see the guy that's buying a piece of art from Sotheby's coming to a show like this and buying.
Yeah. Well,
You know.
the,
Well, no, it's
the art
shitty
world
art.
buys what has the art.
No, it's that art is an investment. That's
yeah,
not.
they buy what
Well,
has
so
sold
that's
before.
what
That's a
that's
money
what Philip's
laundering
saying.
scheme
This
of
is
the
what I'm
rich.
saying. Then that there's two audiences. There's a
Yeah.
person who appreciates art, and there's a person who just invests in it.
Absolutely, yeah. Like the whole Banksy thing. Now there's a
See, there's my
market
thought
for
about
shredded
that.
Banksies.
That's bullshit, man. Like when
and the value just went up.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it's not.
Well, see,
bullshit.
look.
Prank. It's not art.
Well, it's
a
not
prank.
bullshit,
We
but
talked about
it's a
this.
weird
It's a
magical
brilliant prank.
Yeah, it's
So can I tell you what? So just last week, Banksy had a painting that sold at Sotheby's.
Yeah.
And when the gavel hit, the painting started to shred.
Yeah.
And my feeling is that was all set up with Sotheby's
I think so.
Of course it was.
Yeah.
because they had to get the painting in there and they had to
And
inspect
then they had
it.
to power the shredder.
And somebody had to push the button to shred it.
Yes.
And they've got
That-
lawyers like crazy. So
That
they have
said,
So is it art or publicity stunt?
That said,
That's exactly how I see it.
Well, it was a publicity stunt, but it's brilliant performance art. And the reason I say that is because
Brilliant
It's
is
shameless.
brilliant is a state of opinion, though.
Yeah.
no, it's not.
It
It's
is.
not
It's
a state
not
of
fact.
opinion.
It's not
no,
fact.
it is fact.
It's not
and I'll
fact.
tell you why.
Well, it's kind
it
of
is.
brilliant some jerk paid that much money for it.
No, it is fact, and I'll tell you why. Because he only shredded it halfway. He stopped, so you can still see the painting perfectly well. And the fact that it's halfway shredded and halfway still there means that it still can hang in a museum, and that is a museum piece because it's the first time that kind of performance art has been done. And I got to believe that art is worth 10 times more than the
double in price,
1.4.
supposedly.
No, 10 times.
Well, that's just stupid. That's a money laundering
I don't
theme.
disagree that it's
Fucking the rich
stupid.
people buying paintings is a money laundering
But-
theme, and they brag to each other how shitty of a painting they could buy for so much.
But that's irrelevant.
No, it's not.
The relevant point is that it's a historically significant piece of art, performance art, and it's as relevant as Duchamp.
So was Le Patamain or whatever, that one
Yeah,
guy who lit his farts in fucking France. That guy was
But how do
famous
you?
too.
But how
That's
do you?
not true.
You
Yeah,
you
it
can't
is.
No, because
display that.
it's not monetized.
Well, I think it
He
was
monetized
Groucho
the
Marx
shit
who
out
was
of that.
asking us what the name of the big mammal was. Big gray mammal with the trunk. That's an elephant.
Or is it? If you feel the tail, it's not. If you feel the legs, it's something different.
It's a snake.
It's a
Oh, a
snake.
tree trunk.
Or a tree trunk.
It's all relative.
Anyway, Banksy's
It's
a
a
fucking
money laundering scam.
Banks, hate him or love him or hate him, Banksy's brilliant.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I think I'm
Things
with
in terms
Ken
of money.
on this one. Yeah.
It's
were
irrelevant
into it?
whether you're with Canon because the painting's worth 10 times as much as it was worth.
Of course it's relevant
yeah.
because it's not worth that to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
What you're saying is that
Who's
how
the
I
dumb
feel
fuck
about
that's
it
gonna buy it double price,
has
slash?
a museum.
what you're saying that how I feel about it is less important than how you feel
you know
about
what,
it.
No,
I
it has
I
nothing to
completely
do with.
disagree with you on
It has nothing to do with me. It has to do with museums and the arc of art history.
Okay, let's just say that. Well, how I feel about it is less relevant than how they feel about
Yeah.
it. I disagree about that. Everyone's opinion is equal.
So you're trying to say
That's
that
not-
I agree
that's-
with you, but
because of
let's
Frank,
let's
this
look
could be
at like
worth more
Jackson
than a
Pollock.
Venus of Wellendorf?
It's just like
Yes.
throwing paint at a
Then I'm
canvas.
fucking out of
Right.
this business then.
Not
Fuck that
really
shit.
dimensional or looking at light sources or vanishing points or what perspectives.
It's funny that that's not part of the conversation, right?
No, what I'm saying is art is art. And so people look at Jackson Pollock like, oh, that's beautiful. I'm going to have it. I'm going to hang it up in my room. Same thing with Banksy. It was a woman holding a balloon
Yeah.
that got shredded.
Right.
And because it got shredded,
Halfway shredded.
It was a fucking stencil. It wasn't even a painting.
the
really.
value, yeah, it was a print. The value jumped geometrically. But who's to say, right? It's all in the eye of the beholder.
There's a special gallery in hell for those.
I guess, Adrian, my point is that my opinion is irrelevant too. It's all.
equally
what you were
irrelevant.
saying is exactly what I just said. All of our opinions are equally relevant.
Exactly.
They're all equal.
But it seems like people with more money have more of a powerful opinion.
Well, yeah, because as an artist, it's a bummer that we can't get into a lot of actual quote unquote galleries because they see our work as lowbrow or kitsch.
Yeah, but that's something we've chosen.
Well, you kind of embrace your people when you figure out like whatever.
You could do conceptual art. You've just chosen not to.
I have no desire to do conceptual art. So yeah,
I want to paint fucking krakens pulling down Hawaiian sailing vessels.
Release the Kraken.
Exactly. You're so good at it.
That's what I want to do. It's interesting. I'm working on a book, and
oh no! Here we go.
I've been
Here
trying
comes the self promo.
I know. Well, no,
Everybody sit down.
Tell us about your book,
God.
Tom.
Can you wrap this up, Tom?
This is the self-deprecating part,
It's
guys.
sad that Doug won't be able to read it.
It's
There's lots
Doug
of
can
pictures,
read?
though. There's lots of pictures. So
That's a picture. Because it's an art book.
It
I don't
is.
think
right.
Doug can read. No, but the point was that. What was my point?
I don't know. The
That I was trying to-
self-promotion.
but you work the book.
The shameless self-promotion. I was trying to decide what my angle was for talking about my art, and my art is all about Arrested Development. So, it's like how do you try to sell what is basically stupid and sophomoric,
So it's like hot chicks and sci-fi and. Thank you so
Bye,
much.
aloha.
Thanks for coming.
You package it in bullshit artistic intellectualism.
Yeah, see, I'm not good at that.
You're really good at that. Don't.
Your friend
You're a king at that.
Your friend Ken's a phone call away.
Just the fact that you brought it up on this podcast shows how
Well,
genius you are.
I am a shameless self-promoter. I'll give you that.
Did I
Thanks
promote
for buzzing.
myself? Oh,
I love how
I'm sorry.
we're arguing about art, and he says, "I'm writing a book."
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like a record scratch.
Oh God.
Well, tell us more about your book.
Tell us more about. Oh, you're writing a
Will it
book.
be thick? Will there be pictures in it?
Hardcover or soft?
Is it going to be as good as Mitch O'Connell's book? Because that one
Well,
was
no,
a
that-
fucking bomb.
That was the self-proclaimed greatest art book ever,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So how can you top that?
Is it going to have a soft cover?
No.
Right.
But was there a point in there?
I don't know if there's a
Or is
point.
it just
We just shamed you into not
I think
talking
we're
about
talking
yourself.
shameless self-promotion.
no, it's fine. It's just
It's going to be a great book. I can't wait to see it.
Well, there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, well,
All right,
I hope
so
you give us copies.
I think this is a
for
good.
Christmas.
I think this is a good wrapping point right here. We gotta stop towing his tracks.
otherwise I'll keep talking about myself.
Podcast / intervention.
Me. So for all of our listeners out there that want to come down and see the show, let's get the dates out there and the location and all that stuff.
So the show is up until November 2nd. The closing reception is in conjunction with the Long Beach Street Fair, which is a couple blocks away. And so that'll be the gala crashing and burning and last event, and then we'll take it down after that.
Okay, cool.
But we're on
And buy Tom's book.
Pine Avenue at the Millworks Gallery.
We're at
Yeah,
Made by
Made by
Millworks.
Millworks.
Made by Millworks on Pine Avenue in Long Beach.
There's still plenty of delicious Sapporo beer to
God bless you, Tom. Thank you.
to drink.
And we want to thank our sponsors again, Sapporo,
Yes,
for this
please.
this particular show.
Thank you.
So thank you, Philip.
And witty dialogue.
Okay, so I eat sushi pie once a week, and there's no other beer that
I would
will
agree
have
with you.
Oh, that
with
goes-
my
I would agree
sushi
with
than
you.
Sapporo
I
beer.
would
You
agree
know,
with
it goes with tacos and steaks and burgers as well. So.
I'm just saying.
You know, Sapporo beer
Don't put me
tastes
in a
good when
box.
you're looking at Tom's book.
That's right.
Yeah, when you're looking at Tom's book,
Drink a
Look at
Sapporo.
Tom's book.
name
Yet to be
TBA.
published. Yeah.
There you go. All right, guys, throw out your IGs.
My Instagram is Big Toe Art.
Mine's Ken Ruzic.
Mine is Atomic Kitty Susie.
And should we put the
Sapporo,
Golden Boys
USA.
out there? What about the Golden Boy?
Oh shit! What is this?
Hashtag Golden Boy.
Hashtag Golden Boy. Doug Horn Art.
Doug Horn Art.
Thank you, Adrian.
All right, and for all your listeners, have any question, comments, or just want to leave a shout out, stop by our group page on Facebook, Inside the Desert Oasis Room, or follow us on Instagram at Polynesian Pop.
And fuck you, flowers.
Wow.
We love flowers. I love flowers.
Spicy.
Come on.
Hey.
That was Big Toe, by the way, flowers. All right, people. Aloha.
Adrian.
Peace out.
Cheers and aloha. Come down and check it out. All right. Cheers. Bye.